But I know how families work, and you must have jobs around the holidays.
It became my job to drive the family around for any important events. And at a funeral, I had to drive her grandparents and the family priest from the church to the cemetery.
Sure.
And while I'm en route, I'm changing lanes, not being a maniac. I'm driving very, very sane, very controlled. And as I'm changing lanes from, one to the next, I hear the family priest, who's this Irishman behind me, say under his breath, Madre de Dios. And I just look at my wife and I'm like, did you just say Mother of God? Is that what happened? And she's like, she smiles and laughs.
So much
She's
for your
like,
great driving.
Exactly. And by the way, I don't believe he kissed the earth when he got out of the car, but he may have kissed the earth when he got out of the car. I'm not sure that's how it ended or not.
Quiet, please.
But to this day, whenever I'm doing something stupid, my wife says to me, like in the car, she'll be like, Madre de Dios, which I just think is hysterical.
3, 2.
Company presents a truly terrible podcast. Welcome to Nonsense, episode number 46. I'm Jeff Parker.
I'm the sick guy with no voice.
This is our take on the week's business, tech, and entertainment headlines. This time we'll look at just headlines because the news is exploding. And as you've probably noticed, we're releasing early this week, as at least here in the States, we have a pretty big holiday this Thursday.
It is the one where I get to eat the big bird. Something, settlers, pilgrims, Indians.
Yeah.
It's not just that it's Thanksgiving, but I'm also going to be out of town for the holiday. So really, once again, I'm the one screwing this up.
Wednesday is Housing Day. It's a day to remind us of the plight of homeless people. In the U.S. alone, there are more than 600,000 homeless people. Shelter is one of the most important needs a person has. Housing Day reminds us and the government about the immediate need to provide safe shelter. We should also mention the passing of Rosalind Carter, who worked tirelessly with Habitat for Humanity, building housing for the less fortunate, a great human being.
There's not much I'm certain about, but I am certain that we're going to see Jimmy out there swinging a hammer again in a month because he's constantly building houses.
What an amazing couple. Thursday is Thankful for My Dog Day. Some theories state that dogs evolved from wolves, while others say that they evolved along with wolves. Whatever the case, dogs have managed to warm the hearts of humans all over the world. Today is the day dedicated to appreciating dogs for cheering us up, making us laugh, offering company, love, and undeniable loyalty, and bringing us joy in many different ways.
And crapping on my lawn.
And crapping on your lawn. Thursday is also the National Dog Show. The program includes over 2,000 competitors, 197 breeds of dogs, is sanctioned by the American Kennel Club. It features categories like Best of Breed, First in Group, and Best in Show, bringing different breeds of dogs to compete against each other. So enjoy the show, but when it comes to actually picking a dog for your own house, do yourself a giant favor and get a mutt. Genetic diversity is a terribly, terribly important thing.
Like if you want me to watch the National Dog Show, they need some new categories, like Best Coil. Is that an option?
I'm not sure they're going to air that on any of the big networks. How's your week going?
Well, I'm not excited about my voice being gone, but it's
Why is your voice gone? What has happened to you?
I was doing a lot of talking, which I know is a big surprise to you.
Sure.
And a lot of yelling and outside in the dryness. See, I went to Las Vegas last minute for the Formula One race.
How fun.
It was a great time. I actually had low expectations for the race and for the shit show that it was, but it ended up being a great race. It ended up actually being one of the best races of the year. I was sat outside the Sphere, the big Sphere in Vegas, which you see all these videos online and it looks really nice. It's even cooler in person.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it's really neat. So I was just kind of staring at that for a while as well, but it was a good time.
It's just enormous, right?
No, actually, it's a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be.
It's about the size of a basketball.
It's between a basketball and a beach ball. No, it looks like. I mean, it's not small, certainly, but when you see the inside shots and you see, the people that are in there on the stage and all that, it just has this massive feel to it.
But it looks inside like it only seats 18,000, maybe 600 people.
Give or take, plus or minus. It's really neat, though. I'm looking forward to seeing it. I did not get to see anything inside it. No show or anything yet, but I'm looking forward to that.
I had an interesting week. I came within 4 inches of stepping on a rattlesnake.
In your house?
No, I was, my morning hike up on Runyon Canyon, and I was stepping and there was a little log and I didn't see the other side of it. And in the shadow,
sure.
I didn't see it, but I was stepping down. I was literally like 4 inches away. Have you ever seen on YouTube cats who they put little cucumbers behind?
Yeah.
And the cat goes leaping into the air, 6 feet into the air?
Sure.
That was me. I managed to completely change directions and just go sky. Also, I wondered how my dog would react to a snake.
Sure.
I was afraid my dog would, go play with it like it was a toy or, whatever and get bitten and I'd have to race him. No, the dog had zero interest in the snake.
Sure.
Walked way around it on the side.
Did the right
thing. Just kept going like, yeah, okay, nothing to see.
4 inches is pretty close. That's like 2 dick lengths.
Yeah. Let's get to our headlines. Friday, Sam Altman was fired from OpenAI.
That's only the beginning of the story.
Really, that's it? There's more?
There's a little more. There's a little more to this.
Sutskever, the chief scientist at OpenAI, a co-founder and board member, texted their CEO, Sam Altman, on Thursday evening about scheduling a Friday noon call. On the call, he said the company's board determined that Altman was not consistently candid in his communications.
Now, what the fuck does that mean? Right?
That's part of the problem.
Totally.
Absolute lack of clarity. They want him to be transparent, but they're not being transparent with the world. What does that mean?
Yeah.
Longtime president and co-founder Greg Brockman says he got a text from Sutskever shortly after noon on Friday asking for a quick call. After sending a Google Meet link, Brockman was told he was being removed from the board as chairman, but was vital to the company and would retain his role as president, and that Altman had been fired.
So
Sutskever defended Altman's ouster in an all-hands meeting on Friday and dismissed suggestions that pushing Altman out amounted to a hostile takeover. Instead, he claimed that it was necessary to protect OpenAI's mission of making AI beneficial to humanity.
And yet still gave no details.
Yeah.
Like zero details. Like, okay, go on.
Ironically, their complaint about him was not being candid in his communications.
Yes.
After this, Brockman quit. He literally said, based on today's news, I quit. 3 senior OpenAI researchers resigned after Brockman, including the director of research and the head of preparedness.
One of my favorite little mini memes that's going around after this happened is people are saying, what I've learned is don't click on a hastily sent Google Meet link, which I think is really funny.
Or don't send a Google Meet link hastily.
Sure. I also love this happened. I think you sent me the link. You or someone else sent me the link first when this happened. And I'm like walking into Formula One at Vegas, total shit show, cars everywhere, traffic's terrible, all the crap that came with this event. And I'm like, holy shit, this is like a major event that's happening right now. And I'm here screwing off.
As fast as AI has been developing, this event has happened with equal or
at the
greater
same speed. I know. It's so crazy.
Absolutely insane. I like the thing that I've seen on Twitter several times now, people saying it turns out Sam did not explain to the board that he was typing all those responses on ChatGPT 4.
Yeah. You thought Mechanical Turk was a lot. This is even more.
I thought what?
Mechanical Turk was a lot. You know Mechanical Turk?
Say that again?
I can't even talk. How is this show going to go out the door?
By Saturday morning, OpenAI COO Brad Lightcap sent an internal memo stating that yesterday's announcement took the management team by surprise and that management had multiple conversations with the board to try to better understand the reasons and process behind their decision. Discussions with the board were ongoing as of Saturday morning per the same memo. Lightcap assured employees that the board's decision was not made in response to malfeasance or anything related to financial, business, safety, security, privacy practices, adding, this was a breakdown in communications between Sam and the board. We still share your concerns about how the process has been handled and are working to resolve the situation and provide updates as we are able.
Now, just based on the fact that it took, quote, multiple discussions to try to get to the bottom of this, tells me that maybe the problem with communication between Sam and the board was the board.
Yeah. Plus, the board is only 4 people.
Yeah.
How hard is it to get 5 people into a room and sort out communications?
Well, you need one more to screw in a light bulb.
But this put OpenAI's funding in peril. The planned sale of OpenAI employee shares that would have valued the startup at about $86 billion could be in jeopardy, with reports that they no longer expect a sale or that it could come with a lesser valuation because of recent events. In the meantime, Altman has been telling investors that he's planning to launch a new venture. Brockman was expected to join the effort, whatever form it took.
Yeah, so if you wanted to see best ways to destroy $90 billion in shareholder value,
just light it on fire.
This seems like a good way to do it. Just burn it down. You're really just moving it somewhere else. It's not gone. It's going to pop up somewhere else. It's just gone from OpenAI.
Right. But the people who thought they had this equity no longer magically, instantaneously don't have it.
Although, wait, let the story go on because a decent amount of that equity.
Sam then posted, I love you all. Today was a weird experience in many ways, but one unexpected one is that it's been sort of like reading your own eulogy while you're still alive. The outpouring of love is awesome. One takeaway, go tell your friends how great you think they are. By now, investors are pushing for Altman's return, and the board agrees to reverse course. At least in principle, Altman was said to be ambivalent about coming back and asked for significant governance changes, including replacement of the entire board.
I'm still waiting.
What are you waiting for?
Sam said, go tell your friends how great you think they are. I'm still waiting.
For me to tell you how great you are?
Fucking anybody. Just somebody. God damn. I don't even care if it's an anonymous tweet. I just want somebody somewhere, just someone to like anonymously text me, hey, you're not bad.
CJ, I think you're great.
It's just like my waitress. Like, oh yeah, you're great. Give me 15%, asshole.
So on Sunday, Altman met with the board at their San Francisco headquarters as executives at OpenAI pushed to have him reinstated as CEO. Unsurprisingly, the directors resisted, and by Sunday afternoon, they announced that Altman would not be returning as CEO. As the search for a new permanent CEO continues, OpenAI appointed Emmett Shear, the co-founder of video streaming site Twitch, as interim CEO, replacing Murati, the OpenAI CTO. Shear confirmed on X that he accepted the role, writing, "I did not make this decision lightly. Ultimately, I felt I had a duty to help if I could."
Yeah, that still seems like a pretty aggressive, fast yes for what's happening here. I mean, this whole thing transpired in, 2 days at this point?
Does Shear, I don't even know. Does Shear have expertise in AI? I have no idea.
I don't believe so.
Purely management.
I don't believe so.
Shear stepped down as CEO of Twitch in March after more than a decade in the role, saying he wanted to be fully there for my son as he enters this world. Well, so I guess he lost interest in his son.
Oh, yeah, they get boring real fast.
Time to move on.
It's a lot of fucking work. I'd rather go build a sentient AI than try to feed a 7-month-old just throwing up all over me.
Monday morning, Sam Altman, Greg Brockman, and colleagues announced they'll join Microsoft to lead a new AI research team. Satya Nadella, the CEO of Microsoft, left the door open to other AI staffers, saying they'll be given the resources they need should they choose to join. Shortly thereafter, Sutskever published a post on X saying he regrets his decision to remove Altman and that he'll do everything in his power to reinstate Altman as CEO. Most of the OpenAI staff threatened to quit unless the board resigned and installed more qualified members to oversee the business. By Monday afternoon, more than 95% of the 770 OpenAI employees have said they intend to quit unless this happens, including board member Sutskever. This even includes folks who are on H-1B visas, and their existence there is quite precarious because that means they can move and their families could have to move to another country.
Both of these points are kind of crazy to me. So the guy who I gotta believe had significant put these events into motion initially, right? Sutskever had to be involved significantly in making this happen. Within 2 days is like, oops,
huge mistake,
terrible idea. Yeah, which I'm all for. People, we've all made mistakes, and we certainly will. But dude, how do you do this fast? This poorly?
We still don't know what the initial problem was. They still haven't let us know what exactly caused them to want to get rid of Sam.
I mean, this genie's not going back in the bottle. And then when I saw folks on Twitter posting that, folks with H-1Bs that have said, hey, look, I've also said I'm bailing on this. Now, they're going to find jobs elsewhere most likely, but still, H-1B visa holders, they're in a very precarious position because they only have 90 days. And if they don't secure sponsorship in 90 days, they got to leave the country.
Sure.
And that's really rough.
Now, Mark Benioff has also already tweeted and basically from Salesforce.com said, anybody from OpenAI who wants to come will give you, similar pay and benefits and all of that.
Yeah.
So they've got job offers.
Oh, yeah. No, these folks are all going to land.
As of recording time, it is rumored that Altman's move to Microsoft is not a done deal, and both he and Brockman are still open to returning to OpenAI. That is, if the remaining board members who initially fired him step aside.
Which, man, this is such a sticky wicket. You've given them now a couple bites at the apple. Okay, guys, if you're not going to do this, I feel like it's just time to move on.
It seems safe to say that Microsoft will emerge as the winner of this OpenAI AI chaos. Hiring Sam Altman and Greg Brockman to head a new advanced AI team means that Microsoft has managed to acquire one of the most successful management teams in AI without having to buy the company, and likely virtually all of the brainpower that built OpenAI into the juggernaut that it is.
Yeah, this is nuts.
If Altman and Brockman end up returning to OpenAI, Microsoft still wins as they've continued to demonstrate their level of commitment to the team. The entire story is only a few days old, and I feel like we aren't even at the end of the first act.
Absolutely. Microsoft's move in this has just been fascinating to me. This is...
They have navigated these waters perfectly.
The right play. Man, perfectly. Absolutely perfectly. I've been bullish on them for a while now. I think they're doing some really smart things, and this just confirms that my previous thoughts.
I try very hard to not pay much attention to what's happening over at Microsoft. It's hard to miss in this case that basically every step they have made has been pitch perfect.
This is all around. I think the code name for the project internally is Clippy V2.
I love that.
That's what this is all.
That's a meme. That's a meme.
They just want better
around.
Clippy. Yeah.
Wouldn't the best irony be that Clippy becomes the greatest AI ever?
When Gates retired, he said, all I fucking want is an AI Clippy. Make it happen. I don't care. You can have all my equity back.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes. I just want an AI Clippy.
Meanwhile, it's hard to believe, but there are other huge stories going on. Twitter is losing major advertisers left and right. IBM, Paramount Global, the European Union, NBC Universal, Comcast, Apple, Warner Brothers, and Discovery, and Lionsgate have all pulled their advertising from Twitter following anti-Semitic posts from owner Elon Musk. Apparently, Amazon, Disney, AT&T, and Hewlett-Packard have no problem with the posts.
Well, I think that's a little disingenuous. I think the problem for Amazon, Disney, AT&T, and HP is that they all use AT&T Mobile, and their service is shit. They just don't know that this happened yet.
They haven't seen his anti-Semitic tweets.
They're on 5G Plus now. Hopefully, once they get on Wi-Fi, they'll be able to get the news, and then they'll pull their advertising. But I think that's the problem. Fucking AT&T.
Linda Yaccarino, the CEO, has turned the service's Hail Mary bet on an imagined $100 million political advertising business over to someone she trusts, to her son, Matt Madrazo.
Or she's finally realized, holy shit, this ship is sinking. I need to shovel as much gold off this as I can.
Get this into my family's hands as fast as possible.
And she's calling in the supports. Yeah, exactly. Before it hits the bottom of the ocean. Yeah, when tomorrow she's like, third cousin Pierre Lonaringo is now going to run their proposed janitorial cleaning program. Like, sure thing, Linda. I know what you're doing.
And she had to see this coming. She had to know this was going to happen. This was the writing on the wall here was so clear.
I mean, whatever they didn't sell off, they sold off like the bird and shit in the auction.
Sure.
Whatever's not bolted down, I got to believe she's just taking out the back door right now. Just loading up a fucking U-Haul. There's like a 26-foot U-Haul parked at the back of Twitter HQ. And she's like, this desk, I brought this here when I came in. And you're like, it says Twitter on it. I brought it with me. Just taking it all out.
Apple is putting rich communication services on the iPhone starting in 2024. Now, we talked about this last week, about Apple putting rich communication services onto the iPhone. We didn't know if they were going to do it, but it looked like the European Union was going to force their hand if they didn't.
Sure.
So this week, they came out and announced they were going to put it on starting in 2024. Now, it could be late 2024. Who cares?
Sure.
If you don't follow such things, RCS is the new texting standard for all phones that allows the functionality that iMessage and nearly every other modern texting app has, including read receipts, typing indicators, group chats, allowing users to send high-resolution images, video, and audio clips. Question is for you, is this the end of the green bubble, do you think?
No way.
Not a chance.
Zero chance.
There's absolutely no way.
We are still going to brand you Android using asshats with green bubbles.
I mean, the point of the green bubble is to make kids not want to have Android phones.
Yeah.
That's really what it comes down to.
Or maybe it's just to let you as the user know that there's a different set of functionality to expect with this person.
Well, but they stated in the Apple versus Epic case, they couldn't do away with the green bubble. They couldn't make iMessage on Android because it would make it so that kids' parents could buy them Android phones.
Yeah, you don't want that. iMessage is one of many things that locks you into the ecosystem. Like, it's not, to me,
it's a really important one if you're a kid, though, because you really want to fit in.
Sure.
I mean, if you're a kid, you really don't want to stand out. You don't want to be the one who has the green bubble.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I don't feel like iMessage is a huge chunk of that. I think the device speaks a lot to that. iMessage, I'm sure, is part of it, but I don't think
it's huge for kids. Obviously, if you're holding the device, and someone could see it, that might make a difference.
Sure.
But if you're not within range, that iMessage really stands out.
Sure. I'll be curious how they implement this. I suspect that green bubble ain't going anywhere.
I don't think so either. I'm not even positive Apple is going to include RCS in iMessage. They said they were bringing it to the iPhone. They did not say they were bringing it to iMessage.
Yeah, I'd bet you $1 to a donut. It's an iMessage.
Maybe.
Yeah, it'd be a very funky experience to have it outside of that.
Right. I mean, what are you going to have? Two messaging clients? One for internal use?
Yeah, you know what? Actually, now that I think about it,
within Apple,
you keep iMessage the way it is, and then for RCS,
just make it between Apple users.
Well, yeah, but you have another app called iLosers, and that's where you put all the RCS. Maybe that's how they fix it. You just go over to the iLosers thread. You know?
Some background: last year, the European Union passed its landmark Digital Markets and Services Act. The legislation requires gatekeepers not to favor their own systems or limit third parties from interoperating within them. Gatekeepers are any company that meets specific financial and usage qualifications. Apple, according to the law, is one such company. Short message service, I hope, is dead.
SMS.
The first SMS message was sent on December 3rd, 1992. Boy, I am looking forward to the date of the last one.
I'm not sure it's actually going to die the way you think.
These things always die much more slowly than you would like them.
Like, I wonder, well, I don't even know, like, what does SOS use? SOS is still going to exist, right? When you can just sideband, if you can't get enough IP out, you can still SOS out a message, or like the satellite messaging.
I was going to say, doesn't go to satellite. That's not SMS.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's IP, but it could be IP. I think that's all sideband. That's something that's similar to the SMS. Like it's a carrier channel that's on the network.
One of us would have to look at a press release.
Oh no, I can't do that. I got no voice. Can't just go reading press releases.
I'm hearing that. You must have had a lot of fun in Vegas.
Oh yeah, a lot of fun. I have to work extremely hard to go to Vegas and not have a good time.
Sure.
I've sort of figured out lots of good food, made lots of new friends at some of the blackjack tables. It's fun.
We talked about this last episode. Nothing.
Yeah.
The phone company Nothing was going to add to their chat. It's called Nothing Chats. The ability to speak with Apple's iMessage and basically have a blue bubble experience by sending this information to a server farm of Mac Minis that would then pass that message on to other iMessage users.
Yeah.
And then it turned out that
terrible idea.
Doing this was not only, well, we knew it was a terrible idea, but not only was it a terrible idea in terms of how it was being done through server farms,
Sure.
the ride to to the server farm at one point was not even on secured protocol. It was HTTP, not HTTPS,
Yeah.
which was crazy.
An independent developer figured this out and told them they didn't figure it out.
Nothing became aware of it and pulled it from the store, which was the right thing to do. Sunbird was the company that had developed the Nothing chats, the actual ability to speak to the iMessage client. And they are the ones who had the insecure channel. In fact, it was massively insecure.
I mean, even if
I'm not saying Nothing isn't responsible for things they put in their system. They're 100% responsible.
How that one got through is not good. But I think even worse is the folks that built this.
Sure.
Had it been built as well as it could have been, it still would have been not great.
Still would have been a terrible idea.
You would have to share your credentials. But they went and did a whole bunch of things where truly they should be ashamed of. I mean, they were dumping message details and message content into a logging system. Yeah. So it's just sitting there in plain text. Like, whoever thought that was a good idea when they built it should be really ashamed of themselves.
But they got blue bubbles, and I think that's what they were looking for. They were looking for a hack that basically gave the blue bubbles. I mean, like, why you care is beyond me, but okay. This is a story that I have been trying to describe to literally everyone who will talk to me this week.
Okay.
Whirlpool has an ambitious plan to reimagine the refrigerator.
Is it going to be round?
Right.
Please tell me it's going to be round.
You originally pointed this out to me.
I did.
It's the design, size, and even location of refrigerators is about to change forever.
Yeah.
Whirlpool has figured out how to make a refrigerator. You know that this double-walled water bottle that I have, so that the inside of it, if I put a hot liquid in it, it stays hot for a full day.
Sure.
If I put a freezing cold liquid in it, it stays cold for an entire day. It's because it's double-walled and inside there is a vacuum.
Yep.
So it's able to
a Dyson?
Yes, a little tiny Dyson.
Yeah, okay, cool.
So it's able to keep
suck up dog hair.
Things insulated really, really well.
Yeah.
The Whirlpool has designed a refrigerator that works basically this same way.
Yeah.
And so it dramatically decreases the size of the fridge, and yet the amount that it fits inside is still the same. Pretty remarkable. It's quite an innovation. It's called SlimTech.
The amount that fits inside goes up. Because if you think about the exterior volume of the fridge and you hold that constant, then you're looking at now walls that are like 60% thinner, right? So they're less than half the thickness.
Because you don't need all the polyurethane foam and plastic foam and all the things that they've had in there.
Which means your interior capacity goes up by like 25+%.
And your energy usage plummets.
Goes down, isn't that crazy?
By like 50%. It's not a small amount.
This is not, so I unfortunately my voice is shot, so I can't talk about much about this as I would like. But having read a little bit about it, there's some real engineering in this. They have like 180 patents, and they've put tens of millions of dollars into R&D. They have to completely retool their refrigerator lines in order to do this.
It's a complete rethinking of the refrigerator. When was the last time we changed how refrigerator works? I mean, we went from an ice box to a mechanical refrigerator.
I think we went from salt to ice.
How many years ago? A long, long time ago.
It's been a minute. Yeah.
By the way, I've had these double-walled thermoses and I have double-walled glasses, double-walled mugs that do the same thing. They keep the temperature for a really long time. Why is somebody just figuring out this is a good idea for a refrigerator?
Well, okay, two things. One, I think double-walled glasses that you have are just called bifocals, but I'm not an ophthalmologist, so I don't really know.
Not eyeglasses, drinking glasses.
Oh, that makes more sense. I think other people have thought about it. I think it's really hard. I mean, vacuums are tough to fuck with.
Maintaining that vacuum over that size. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. And you're going to put like a hinge on there. How do you seal the hinge? You can't just screw a hole in it.
Can it be a bunch of little vacuums? Does it have to be one giant vacuum?
Like baffled? That makes sense. But remember, if you've got baffles in the middle, those baffles are going to conduct heat.
The baffles are going to transfer the heat. Right.
And also, by the way, like, have you met my kids? They will puncture that vacuum in no time. I don't care if it can withstand a bullet. My children will find a way to puncture the vacuum. I'll be sitting there one day, they'll be banging on it with a fucking Lincoln log.
They'll
and
just
then I'll
be
hear
the sucking sound.
God damn it, you two. What did you do? And then like my oldest son will have like a drill with a drill bit in it. And he'll be like, I just wanted to see if it worked. Which, by the way, is 100% what I would have done when I was his age. So
yeah, of course. Yeah. Have you ever drilled into like a thermos or into a water bottle that has a double wall?
But I haven't drilled into one, but I have certainly punctured them before.
I've never punctured one. I've dropped this thing. I literally got scared by a rattlesnake the other day and threw this thing high into the air. It came crashing down onto rocks and survived just fine. My leg was not quite as lucky. I left myself pretty bloodied, but my water bottle was perfect.
When you say your leg wasn't as lucky, your leg didn't get bit by a fucking rattlesnake. I think it did just fine. I think of all the possible outcomes, I feel like you did pretty well. No, this is super cool. I have, like I had mentioned, I have punctured one of my water bottles before. It was like a Contigo that I carried everywhere. And then one day I noticed that when it was empty, it made a noise. days. And I was like, oh, that's not good.
That's the end of that.
There was fluid inside the vacuum, so it had
The
failed.
Contigo costs what? $9?
Something like that. $10-15.
These things have been around for a long time. They're super, super cheap.
Yeah.
It's remarkable that we haven't done, figured out how to make this exact thing work as a refrigerator. I think that's really cool that they figured it out.
It gets a lot harder as you scale up and make it bigger.
Of
It
course,
really
of
does.
course.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm curious to know what kind of pressures they have this thing at, too, because you have to think about that as well. These guys are also talking about now, and I think this is a little sci-fi, but could be, certainly could become true. They're calling this technology slim tech because it makes the refrigerator so much smaller. You can put them in other places easier because, with thick walls, you've got sort of a minimum size where if you go much smaller than that, there's no internal capacity.
Right.
Now that it's thinner, you can go a lot smaller, which means you could drop a refrigerator off, like a refrigerating compartment inside your living room, inside a coffee table or something if you wanted to.
Google's new AI weatherman will leave forecasts in the dust. AI models may soon enable more accurate forecasts with higher speed and lower cost. Google DeepMind, the search giant's AI-centric brain trust, just announced a new weather forecasting model that beats traditional systems more than 90% of the time. Named GraphCast, the machine learning model promises 10-day predictions that are better, faster, and more energy efficient than the tools that run your weather app today. I don't know how it's more weather efficient because AI is requires an enormous amount of energy.
Sure. But it's interesting that it's ending up 90% more accurate. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I feel like you could be 50% more accurate if you just had a category die and you just rolled that. Like sometimes when they're wrong, I'm looking at my phone, it's like it's raining outside, and I look out and I just see sunlight beaming through the window.
I'm on Open Weather. I use the Open Weather app, and it's pretty great. It's going to start raining in 20 minutes, and man, you can pretty much set your watch by that.
And you still got to use like an algorithm to figure out predictions. The sensors just tell you what it's at currently. Unless your sensor's in the future.
But you need to know what it currently is. You need to know what the wind is. I mean, that's the model, which is NWP, numerical weather prediction, that most weather apps are using. It's just they get their data from a different source.
Just to make the prediction.
Based on principles of fluid dynamics, thermodynamics, and other atmospheric sciences. It's complicated. It's expensive. It calls for tons of computing power, as opposed to AI, which just can run on a AA battery.
I feel like we need to make an app that we'll put out there that we'll just call some sort of homage. We'll call the app the Weather Jerk. And all it does
The Weather
Jerk.
Okay.
Whenever you pull up the Weather Jerk, all it says is sun. Just no matter what time you are anywhere, it just tells you that it's sunny out in an homage to Mr. Martin.
Trust in science is down. Trends worse in minorities and Republicans. Last week, the Pew Research Center released its latest look at how U.S. public views science and the scientific endeavor. While recent years have shown a decline in the public's trust in science, these could be viewed as a return to normalcy after a spike in positive feelings during the pandemic's peak. But this year's data shows the decline has continued, creating a decline that now has taken us below pre-pandemic levels of trust. The drop is the most pronounced for self-identified Republicans and those without a college education. Despite the decline, however, scientists rank among the most trusted occupations in the U.S.
This makes me really sad.
It should.
This is why we're never going to contact extraterrestrial life. Because we're just going to implode on ourselves and just stop believing in these things. Be like, Earth? Round? No.
Right. Spend money on science? No, we shouldn't do that. We should just hoard our money and not figure out anything new or
just watch the Super Bowl.
Better ways to do anything.
What amazes me about all of this, though, and look, man, I know you can't use logic to get someone out of a position that logic didn't get them into. But when folks like put up this general, like, well, we don't believe in science, I'm like, you're holding a fucking cell phone, which is like a modern miracle.
Science is how this works.
Like, yeah. It wasn't thoughts and prayers that got you the fucking cell phone. It was science.
Yeah.
So you know what? Don't use your fucking cell phone anymore or TV. That 35-pound,
no science for you.
80-inch TV that you got for $400 at Walmart. You know how you got that?
Science.
Science brought that to you. Yeah. Everything that you touch has science in it. Like you want to be able to get watermelons in the middle of winter? Science. All of these things are science.
For sure.
Oh, by the way, you got cancer and we can cure that now? Science.
The medical science is moving forward. Seems like at a crazy fast rate.
Totally. I'm grumpy.
No, we should be celebrating science.
Totally.
Science is amazing.
Totally.
Science has taken us amazing places.
Yeah.
And we've only begun.
It's kind of crazy to me that like how much more attention people get for winning a, Academy Award versus like a Nobel Prize.
Oh yeah. Well, it's a little different for a Nobel Prize.
Oh man, wait a minute. I got an idea.
Ceremonies in Sweden and it's a different language.
Wait. Next year, they like for the Nobel Prize ceremony, let's get Gervais to host. It'll be fucking great. Could you imagine? He just gets out there and just rips on all the science. Like, totally. Tina Fey, oh yeah, it'd be so good. But just Gervais out there just giving him shit where he's just like, ripping on whatever. He thinks he also thinks the earth is flat. Like, just, it'd be great.
That's awesome. I would totally watch that. Then I would watch it, even if it's in Swedish. I would suffer through.
Gervais doing Swedish jokes. Bork, 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 bork.
A lithium mine for EV batteries is coming to Arkansas, says Exxon.
Just one?
Earlier this year.
Wait, just one lithium mine?
I haven't read ahead. I don't know.
Oh.
Earlier this year, new electric vehicle tax incentives went into effect thanks to the Inflation Reduction Act, and EV's tax credit is now linked to the amount of domestic content in its battery pack, an amount that needs to increase year on year. Automakers had an inkling this would happen, so we've seen a flurry of announcements for new battery plants in the United States that would make the cells and assemble the packs for future EVs, but we've heard slightly less about new local sources of lithium. But last week, Exxon revealed that it's about to extract this stuff from a rich deposit in Arkansas.
So is that why the mime is going to Arkansas?
The mime?
Did you say it was a lithium mime?
A lithium mine.
Oh, I thought it was a lithium mime going to Arkansas. And I'm like, is he touring nationally? Because I'd like to go see the lithium mime. No?
Oh my gosh.
Nothing? How do you mime help me the lithium cells caught on fire? How does he mime that?
Ah!
Exactly. Man, this guy does a great burning to death miming. It's really funny.
It's not a bit. He's really burning to death.
Does he? That's why he only tours in one state. It's a single show. Does he also mime, help, I'm stuck in my Tesla and I can't figure out how to open the fucking door because I'm underwater?
No way to break the window open.
Can he mime that as well?
At one point, California's Salton Sea looked like a promising source of lithium, but working on the corrosive brine has proven extremely challenging to industrial equipment. Exxon will be extracting the lithium-rich brine from reservoirs about 10,000 feet underground. Exxon says it will then use direct lithium extraction on the brine as opposed to evaporating it in big ponds before pumping the remaining salt water back underground again.
This is really super interesting to me. I had no idea that lithium-rich brine was a thing. And I'm assuming, knowing Exxon and their track record, they're going to go ahead and dump a bunch of this shit back into the ocean at some point. This has got to be pretty smart, though, right? For Exxon looking at their core product line dying like the dinosaurs that it's made from.
Off. Yeah.
And then them going like, okay, we should probably get into the lithium business. I heard they're starting an OpenAI company, too.
CRISPR gene editing shown to permanently lower high cholesterol. Do you know about this?
Yeah, I read a little bit about it. This is pretty crazy.
In a small initial test in people, researchers have shown that a single infusion of a novel gene editing treatment can reduce cholesterol, the fatty substance that clogs and hardens arteries over time. 10 participants. That's all that were involved in this study.
It's a pretty small test.
But it worked.
Yeah,
no,
this is pretty interesting to me.
You can stop heart attacks from happening at an early age.
Not giving up my bacon.
Despite being on cholesterol-lowering medications, the volunteers were already suffering from heart disease. They joined a trial in New Zealand and the United Kingdom run by Verve Therapeutics, a Cambridge, Massachusetts-based biotech company.
Pretty cool. All things CRISPR are really encouraging, mildly scary, but really encouraging.
They're amazing. Can I say once again, science?
Good point.
All right, we have to get out of here, but quickly before we do, have you seen or read anything good this last week?
Well, yeah, as I mentioned at the top of the show, I went to watch Formula One in Vegas, and usually, so it's a city course, right? They ran it down the strip and around the back.
Oh, that's really fun.
So I love city courses. I grew up going to the Detroit Grand Prix, which was a city course. The thing with city courses are they're usually terrible for driving because it's not very flat. There's not a lot of places to overtake. So you usually end up with boring races. Most city course races are more boring than their track counterparts. And Vegas had some issues at the start of the race. They had a valve cover, like a manhole cover, small manhole cover that popped off and wrecked a car.
Oh, yeah.
Had to cancel practice. Like there was definitely not a great start, but the race itself was excellent. Definitely the best race of the year, the best race of quite some time. And then at the very end of the race, you probably didn't watch it, they did a very silly, like they drove the drivers over to watch the Bellagio fountains. It was very awkward. That was like a little weird. But then they had fireworks from like all the major hotels all go off at the same time.
Oh, that's cool.
And that was pretty cool. Yeah. I mean, the Vegas skyline at night is already pretty neat. To have it lit up with a nighttime Formula One race and then a bunch of fireworks was pretty cool. So I'm really glad that I went and had a great time.
Tell me what you think about F1 and what will happen with electric vehicles in F1. Will electric vehicles ever be a part of F1?
Well, two things. One, I used to love F1. I used to do a couple races a year. I used to watch it all the time. They have produced some shows about F1 that are really good. I haven't seen all of them, but the bits I've seen are really good.
Netflix has one.
Yeah, and that's the one that's really made Formula One jump the shark, where now you're there with, I like that the sport's introduced to more people, but now you go and like tickets are more expensive. There's a bunch of fucking people there now. I don't really anything about racing. Again, which is fine. I want more people to be there. But when I was walking through Abercrombie and Fitch last week, and there were a bunch of 1990s vintage looking old Formula One teams like printed on sweatshirts at fucking Abercrombie, I'm like, all right, this is done. Like it's just jumped the shark.
It's over.
Everybody's got it. It used to be you could only get Formula One gear at a race. Like you went there and you bought it and you're like, okay, I went to this race, and now it's just not that. And even some of the drivers commented on this. Verstappen, the guy who ended up winning the race, was like, and I get his point. point. He's like, we're athletes. We want people to come here and watch the race, not come here, gamble, drink, and like have the race on in the background.
Sure.
And I'm just like, but dude, it's Vegas. Like, this is how Vegas works. It doesn't matter what, like a football game, like the Super Bowl, whatever you do, it's going to be exactly like that. That's how Vegas works. Hotels wanted this to be down the strip. So you put it down the strip. Now you've made a raceway that goes around the strip. How do you get in and out?
Yeah, that's crazy.
So they made a temporary bridge you could drive your car over to get inside.
While the race was happening down below.
Yes.
Oh, that's wild.
Which is crazy. Now, I think during the race, it was only for emergency vehicles, but you could use it to get in and out. And then when the racing or practice or whatever was over, they would move a bunch of the K-rail barriers so that the regular streets could open. I mean, the logistics were a nightmare, but they seemed to do a pretty good job. And when I left Vegas, because I ended up driving there yesterday, I was actually driving down part of the circuit, which was pretty cool because it's just a, road in Vegas. They also built paddocks. And when I was there in August for a funeral, and the paddocks weren't even done. Like they were just like, not shells, but like they weren't done. And now they built purpose-built paddocks for this race. So it's pretty crazy to see how much they did. And before I was not very optimistic. Now I'm actually hoping that it sticks because I think it's pretty cool. And it was a fun race and a good showcase for the sport too.
For sure. Now the question you didn't answer, will electric cars be part of this?
Sorry. Two-part question. I don't see how they can't.
Yeah.
No, I don't see how you don't at some point replace these. I will say Formula One this season, they switched a couple of years ago to these 6-cylinder engines and they sound fucking terrible. When the cars come by and they're off throttle, they sound broken.
Yeah.
And compare this to the V8s they ran years ago that sounded amazing. So you're already losing that element. It's going to be very interesting to electric vehicles. It almost becomes a quiet race.
The sound will be gone. Yeah.
So the engineering that goes into F1 is like space program. It is crazy the level of engineering that goes into these things. Anyway, pretty neat. How about you? What'd you do this past week?
Well, you always say that you don't get to watch TV shows and things because you have little children, so you can't do any of those. But yet you go to F1 races. I didn't do anything like that. I watched something from my couch.
Well, I'm not sure who's doing this right, but I'm pretty sure it's not me.
Defending My Life, director Rob Reiner has made the ultimate trip down memory lane / documentary about his best friend, comedic genius Albert Brooks. Albert Brooks was on The Tonight Show maybe 30 or so times.
Oh, wow.
Literally just reinvented how stand-up comedy works. So creative, so different from anything preceding him. Absolutely fun. The documentary is full of great clips and a beautifully told story. It is called Defending My Life. It's absolutely wonderful. See it on Max right now.
I got to check this out. It sounds super cool.
That's the episode.
Thank you for joining us for all this nonsense, putting up with my shitty voice. A truly terrible podcast from The Awful Company. Visit us on the web at nonsense.productions. I'm Stu.
I'm Jeff Parker.
If you like this program, please follow, download, subscribe, and like Apple, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Spotify, or our favorite Overcast, wherever you get your podcast from.
Podcastindex.org. Special thanks to our floor director, Adam Sear.
Oh, thanks, Adam. We'll be here every Thursday morning, except when we release on a different day like this for more nonsense. Please join us.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Everyone.
Please send me lozenges.